Good lord, this has been a while. So, this is going to be an interesting night. Right, let's swap to the main screen. Let's get this show on the road and just generally see how things go.
Such a fine collection of stranger things. You're wasting have your time finding
Right. So, let's drop the audio down slightly. Hey, Dr. Block. It's going okay. We returned to streaming, so it's gonna be an interesting night. How are things your end? And welcome to the chat for the first time. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So, let's do a little bit of legwork. Let's see here. It's fine. Just saying kind of welcome to the channel, and things are okay. Could do with them being a little bit less rocky. Because it's been a while since we've streamed. But yeah, what about yourself? You had a good weekend? Wildlife rescue. Let's go cause some chaos. I am a dragon rider. Actually, that's a point. I like the colour blue, but does it actually make my dragon look a little bit better? Crest. Tail, body armor, throat. Crest, throat's fin. Toothy, horn, chin, speaks, jaw, spines. Tail, back, horns. Spined, throat, still always off on that, horns, back, horn colour, heavy, right. So let's go slap some things around. Let's hop into the Discord channel just in case. Nearly crashing into things, which is never good.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use.
Sure, I
Stop
bet
it
you want
from
slime.
shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through.
Let's play a little bit of Spyro, shall we?
It's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through?
I want to try the advanced course. Let's go! Spyro time! Happy days. Could have probably been a little bit faster, but I'm glad. I'll probably be on the Warlock shortly. I'm just going to do the waiting for the daily dungeon to proc on Paladin, Rogue, and then it'll be back to Warlock stuff block. So don't worry too much about that. But yeah, welcome to the stream. I need to redo the guides actually, because we are well and truly in the end game for this season, I think. Right, let's go slap an elemental while we wait. Oh. Oh, nope. Nope. Sorry, corpse dissected. I'm glad to hear that, Block. I must admit, my tanks have been calling to me, kind of in my spare time, because it'd be nice to actually be able to, like, you know, just randomly go pug keys, but my tanks go in favor of, like, DK, Bear, Paladin, Warrior, Monk, and then Demon Hunter's last. I just can't wrap my head around DKs. Not DKs, Demon Hunters. So yeah. It's not too bad. Alright, come on. Come on, Kakalvin. You are tank. Let's go. Oh, we only playing the 3? Don't do this to me, man. Come on, I want some big damn. Big damn. Come on. Got it, let's go. You're still fighting the shit that's up there. Come on, Calvin. Come on, Calvin. Like, you are tank. Come on. To be fair, I'm probably every tank's worst nightmare currently, but you know. Yeah, weirdly enough, that's kind of how my story started as Warlock. Like, I ended up going Warlock because the guild I was in prior to my current one no longer would allow me to play Rep Paladin. Because this channel originally, Sanctum of Domination era of last expansion, I was actually a rep main. It wasn't exactly like the best, probably YouTube strategy going, but well, if it sounds like you're kind of already there, I suppose, but does this mean potentially if I was to deviate into other classes, you'd still be interested in listening along and staying for the journey, or? Oh, now you see, that depends in terms of Raz. Like, generally speaking, Demonology is going to be your most versatile. But Affliction and Destruction both have their key points. It depends on how you're going to deal with the intermission phases. I think for ease with how Demonology plays out and its damage profile, you're going to be looking at kind of getting away with being able to play like the Implosion, Nether Portal build and just do like really good damage. It's not going to be something that's like egregious that you've got to like select for. Unlike Affliction or Destruction, where you will have to sacrifice points in places in order to deal with the intermission. Come on. Good lord. And I'm glad to hear it, Doc. It's always nice seeing you comment on my videos. So it'll be good to get your perspective, because I might, as I say, I might start tanking, because I feel like at least for my dungeon analysis stuff, doing it from like a tank POV is probably going to be the better shout. Just because of the way I explain things, but I'll need to like properly sit and work things out, I think, because I also need to have a conversation with my guild, as I've not been part of the raid roster for a couple of weeks now because of work. So gotta figure shit out with them. Come on. Still in break combo. Yeah, it is one of the limiting factors of like Nether Portal Demo. If you get something in that window, you are just fucked, honestly, and it's just a rough time of it all, honestly. Because our single target damage is so tied to that 3-minute cooldown, it's not even funny. Because Tyrant got neutered. It also depends really on how your guild handles PIs, I suppose. Because I suspect it's probably the DKs that are getting it. Like the next patch, the couple of changes the Warlocks are getting are going to be nice, but they're not massively impactful, and they actually just limit our class tree options. But I'll release a video on that, I think, because it's not a great show, honestly. Not bad, 20k DPS, and we didn't pop wings. That's playing melee is fair and balanced, man. Come on, stack in. Yeah, essentially, Demonology's getting a couple of changes, nothing like massively drastic. The Demonology tree is giving us a couple of options to like use Guillotine. Guillotine is likely to be Demonology's like M+ build now, with it getting like a 200% bonus to its damage. Which is going to be like a mandatory pick. But the problem is in the class tree, we're getting some talents to help augment our single target damage. But that's coming at the cost of just being a hard 4 points needing to be spent, which is moving extra points away from things like Fell Domination, Burning Rush, Fiendish Imp, or Impish Stride, sorry. Amplify Curse, Shadow Fury, things like that. So we're really we're like losing point diversity, which kind of rough, for just flat percentage gains to things like Shadow Bolt, Incinerate, and Drain Soul, which is not exactly the hugest kind of thing in the world by any stretch of the imagination. I definitely know what you mean about brain power when it comes to tanking. So, as a new tank then, just so I can kind of gauge your opinions and interest then, what, if I was to make a tanking series, or my guides were going to be around tank-focused elements, what would you actually want to see? Like, what are you not able to find on YouTube? Is it like how to adapt dungeons based on group compositions and kind of that level of analysis, or would it be something else that you'd probably be looking at?
Hindsight is fleeting when your heart's bleeding and all you can see is red. Till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead. 'Cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you are the one, and I can't wait to see you.
Yeah, that'll do it. Cool. It's fine. I was just saying that as a new tank then, just to kind of gauge your opinion, because I've not done huge amounts of research into this. If I was to start like a tanking guide or like start doing other things on my channel, would you want to see like how to like dungeon analysis on how to adapt based on the group you're playing with, like sort of understanding class strengths? Or would there be something else that you'd want to see as a tank if I was to kind of go into that genre of things?
Some problems. You might be just a little mad, but we can solve them. We know exactly where you stand. Just let us show you where to go. We don't care where you've been. We all got problems, but we can solve them. We all got issues that I can't address. Pinkies pumping through my chest. Heart of black, made a mess. Here we fucking go again. Reaper is my keeper, keeps on telling me to go. I wonder how I feel if I just let him take my soul. Evil's round the corner, leave you, it's your friend to take the pain. I swear just one more time and you'll be fine to step away. But then they pull you closer, look right at you and they say, you got some problems. You might be just a little mad, but we can solve them. We know exactly where you stand. Just let us show you where to go. We don't
What we do?
We all got problems, but we can solve them. You got some problems. You got some problems. You got some problems. You might be just a little mad, but we could solve them. We know exactly where you stand. Just let us show you where to go. We don't care where you've been. We all got problems, but we could solve them. You got some problems. You might be just a little mad, but we could solve them. We know exactly where you stand. Just let us show you where to go. We don't care where you've been. We all got problems, but we could solve them. We all got problems. 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 We all got problem
Ah, right. Okay, yeah, I get you. You son of a bitch. Do-do-do-do-do. Um,
Devil in a red dress, call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress, call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang bang, got my hand, bang, got my hand, call.
it's going to be an interesting dungeon.
Devil in a red dress, call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang bang, got my hand
Well, that's the Paladin done for the day. Yeah, we've hidden the point of 2 dungeons per level, I think. Yeah, well, that kind of thing, with a lot of defensive play, I can definitely do either through my own stuff or through conversations with my friends, because Nathan is a warrior tank main, Stitch is a brewmaster main, so if I don't know, the guys will. Want me dead, push me away, push me away.
Then beg me to stay, yeah. Call me in the morning to apologize. Every little lie gives me
Butterflies, something in the way you're looking through my eyes.
Don't know if I'm gonna
Make it out alive. Fight so dirty, but your love so sweet. Talk so pretty, but your heart got teeth. Not devil, but your hands on me.
so dirty, but your love so sweet. Talk so pretty, but your heart got teeth.
Not devil, but your hands on me.
Some days you're the best
So I suppose damage type and things as well is going to be beneficial for you then.
you I see my wife and you turn into somebody I don't know. And you
Why am I being acted by people?
push me away, yeah. Call me in the morning to apologize. Every little lie gives me butterflies. Something in the way you're looking through my eyes. Don't know if I'm gonna make it out alive. Fight so dirty, but your love so sweet. Talk so pretty, but your heart
Out of the way. The pally changes have got me a little bit hit and miss, to be honest. Some spells going away and kind of the changes to them make me feel happy, but at the same time, generally speaking, it kind of feels like a lot of their toolkit is fine. I'm gonna reserve judgment until I actually play it. Whether or not it becomes a full-time thing, or if my paladin resumes as just a would be nice, is yet to be seen. Because obviously I was originally a red paladin main for the longest time. And if you go through my videos far enough back, you'll see that my red guides were kind of what carried me through the start of Shadowlands. Then I became warlock and then blew up. So yeah, I still don't quite know how to handle that one, with my channel apparently being a 60-40 split between warlock and other classes. So that will be interesting to see. I think it'll breathe some life into Ret, and it will make Ret quite a strong melee to start with, but I suspect as Flavor of the Month rolls out, they're going to drop off rather quickly. They're either going to be hit with nerf bats or something else, because at the moment, like, even though I'm just leveling my pally, I'm seeing a lot of rep pallies pump out a lot of damage. Some rather ludicrous amounts of damage, if you ask me. And I feel like that's just going to be further amplified by the talent choices that they've got going forward. But hey, what do I know? Hi, Stitch. I am currently stremming, so I... Oh dear. You might want to mute yourself then. Or mute, not mute yourself, but mute stream. Because I'm gonna...
Because I know Dr. Blocktopus was chatting about pally changes.
Yeah, Dr. Blocktopus is one of my regulars from my YouTube channel, so it's nice seeing him finally on the stream.
It's nice to see you streaming again.
My computer's holding up surprisingly well, but I still need to make that $3.5 grand worth of investment.
Yeah. You rebuilding your tower?
I'll be rebuilding the whole thing from front to back, side to side, and screens and ancillaries as well. At least that's the plan. So, because I kind of want to get it to the point where my computer will last me like the next 4 or 5 years, and I'll be like a streaming god.
Yeah.
So I can get back into this full time. Because I must admit, the fact that I haven't released a YouTube video for nearly 2 months, and yet the channel is still growing.
Because people can still find relevant information. Right.
Yeah, well, as Block's been saying, it's also just the fact that I explain things well. So
It's more that some of the stuff you're teaching is the tools to learn, rather than just this is what you do, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what sparked the whole do I start playing around with tank, because it feels like I'd best be like that. Realistically, that kind of feels like the best place for me to be teaching. But I still need to have a huge conversation with my guild on that front. As for all I know, I have a guild officer watching me now. Hi guys! And I'll probably get some comment about it later.
Well, Prot's in a Pally at least is in a pretty good spot. I know in the higher end of keys that they're like the pick.
Yeah, but the thing is, properly tanks. They're always a case of if you can get to the point where survivability doesn't become a problem, you're just going to kick ass and take names.
Yeah.
But that means they have a very circular relationship with the being keys in general.
I know that they need a lot of haste to get shield righteousness uptime.
Yeah, they do, but it's...
But once they hit that point, they tend to take off.
Yeah, it's also about holy power as well, like pull cadence between packs. Like, if you... We're quite fortunate...
I mean, as tank, you get to control that, don't you?
Not always. Take Algathar Academy, for instance. There are points in Algathar Academy where you're going to just drop combat. You can't stop that, which means you're going to get holy power decay. So it's going into your next pack and having a lot of holy power. Granted, that's probably what Divine Resonance and Divine Toll are good for, because it's a minute instant cast use of generating your holy power, which immediately gives you the chance to get your Shield of the Righteous up and your active mate and roll it out. But when we go into Season 2 and we get things like Neltharis, Halls of Infusion and things like that, then pull cadence will change slightly, and it's how much are paladins going to be caught out trying to go from like one pack into another. Like, are we going to have to like constantly be chain pulling around corners, or are we going to have to be playing more defensively? Because there's a lot of casters, especially in the early elements of say Halls of Infusion,
or everywhere in Neltharis. That dungeon.
Yeah, Neltharis is going to be an interesting dungeon. But it's also going to be a massively run one, because that trinket that drops from there is stupidly overpowered.
I'm going to miss my Grief Torch, man.
I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see what like the next raid brings, but then what the next raid brings is also going to be massively dependent on what my situation is in terms of guild and classes, I guess. Because I have a lot of decisions to be making. But yeah, the thing is, Block, like the prot paladin changes are changing it from, because at the moment there's a lot of like having to get all your buffs up, so they're kind of streamlining it for a lot of the part. But it does mean that there's going to be a little bit of uncertainty at the start for pallies in terms of like their viability and how strong they are. Because again, we're getting like a shift around of talents. Divine Toll and Divine Resonance are actually going into the class tree rather than being in the spec trees. Sanctified Wrath is gone. Dusk of Dawn is being changed as well, so that's actually going to be easier to use for tanks. So there's going to be a lot to play around with. But it's a promising time, to be fair, especially if you are a paladin main. Yeah. So actually, while we're on the topic of this and topic of talents, I will show you what I mean block if we go back a little bit. So we've got a few minutes until the thing arrives. So PTR, talents, classic, database. Where are we looking? Cool, so there we are. So this is the change to the talent tree. We'll zoom out slightly so we can get the whole tree in. The key elements that are being changed is we're getting a few utility changes like Nightmare. So Nightmare versus Horrify, your fear effects cause the target to tremble in place instead of fleeing in fear. This does kind of link in with the Howl of Terror essentially being a 40-second just AoE interrupt, a bit like Blinding Light, but comes at the cost of us losing Mortal Coil, which is a heal. Now, the damage throughput that we're getting assistance with is Sok'Thra's Guile and Sargerai Technique. Both of these are just flat damage increases. But as you can see, they're both 2-point talents, so we lose 4 points. So if we pick our usual talents as we do... Also, Wrathful Minion and Demonic Inspiration, I just focus on the pet rather than the shard element as well, so that's a nice quality of life change. Frequent Donor. You can see that we're like 19 points, and usually at this point we're like... So Burning Rush is going to be a pick because we need the mobility. But at this point we'd already be looking at like playing with Strength of Will, Fell Domination, a couple of Fiendish Stride moments. We then go into Soul Link, we pick up Synergy, Conduit, Inquisitor's Gaze, because Soulkeeper, again, it's been nerfed and buffed so many times. Which means we're then in this position now where we do have a few points to play with, but nowhere near as much. So, realistically, you're going to want Fell Domination to quick summon pets on the off chance things die. If you're doing M+, you're going to want Amplify Curse, because that is ridiculously strong now. And then you've got 2 points. Now, a lot of the time, like, discussing Temple of the Jade Serpent like we were earlier, Banish, going to be a need pick, but we no longer have Greater Banish. So that's good, but that then leaves us down with more points. And then because it's a high damage dungeon, you're probably going to want to go Fell Synergy and then either Strength of Will or Dark Accord, which will look like something like this. Which means that Profane Bargain, additional Soul Leech, and the improved movement speed or Fell Pact are just gone. We also don't have access to Soulburn either, so realistically, I imagine a lot of the time you'll be running a talent that looks like a setup that looks like this, at least from like class perspectives. But I'll do a whole guide on that probably. Gotta wait for Q to pop. Do ding as rogue. Ask and thou shalt receive. Oh, speaking of Algothar Academy.
Hey.
Days.
There's not a lot of shrouding in the current rotation of dungeons.
No, there isn't. But again, Nelthus is going to be a really good example because
Nelthus is definitely going to have shrouding in, or invising in.
shrouding and vising a little bit, going up the stairs elements and things like that.
What's it? Alderman's one is gonna have
Yeah,
a couple of skips, I reckon, because
yeah, they're
oh boy,
primarily the large open elements of the corridors. You know when they kind of turn into like small halls.
mm. Just thinking though, the last pack with the debuffs of Alderman definitely going to be skipped, just because you can't pull it all because everybody gets dilated at the same time, everyone dies.
Nah, not really. That's probably going to be like Shadow Priest and
Yeah, but you can't bring a Shadow Priest for one pack that you could just
Shadow
skip.
Priest. Shadow Priests do a shit ton of damage. Like they're
Yeah.
genuinely slept on.
Do we know any Shadow Priests?
No, but we do
that's
also have
the
Blood
bigger
Elves.
problem.
Like that's another element as well. Like we
Elf
have
can't like it's a dispel, magic dispel.
what, the Offensive Purge.
No, no,
The
no, no.
dilate.
No. The last packs in Alderman are they apply time dilation to everyone. It's a magic debuff, one stack every 5 seconds.
Oh, I've
Deals
never...
a little bit of damage and reduces your haste by 1%.
Oh,
And there's like 7 of those casters in the last packs. So it's just if you take all 7, you just
CC forehead.
it's a passive. You can't CC them. They just do that every 5 seconds. They pulse it out.
Kill them faster then.
Kill them faster. Well, you would, but you're at minus 21% haste.
I mean, you don't have instant burst? Damn.
As a Windwalker, I can deal with that, but good old flying guillotine.
That's fair, Doc. I could do that. The gearing thing is entirely feasible. What the hell? Oh, someone picked up a duck.
It's a slightly different MMO. Playing with my mother last night on RuneScape. We're trying, because she's hit 99 on basically everything, she wants to actually, like, have gear that's for her level now. And so I talked her through the process, like, you need to make glorious armor. Because that's, like, the only thing you can make unless you go kill a boss. So she's, oh, how do I make that? Well, you need 50 of each bar to make one glorious bar, and you need 12 glorious bars. So for fuck's sake, that's so much. So she goes and mines it all. I show up yesterday. So, like, you smelt it down into this alloy, then you concentrate the alloy, then you fold it into a glorious bar. All 12 bars take 20 minutes each, 4 hours total. And she just texted me saying, I've accidentally made rivets.
Oh no.
And I said, that uses steel. Don't worry, you haven't lost a glorious bar. You need 12 bars of rivets to be able to make the armor, so don't sell the rivets either. She says, I've just bought a glorious bar because I thought I accidentally used one. Guess I can sell it now. I'm on the last bit, almost ready to plate the armor.
Don't worry about your mom, you know.
So she's accidentally made alloy spikes and rivets. Neither of which use up the 20-minute glorious bar, but she just keeps thinking that she's accidentally wasted something. She's very stressed out.
I am not surprised, bless her. And Block, am I assuming that you're playing a monk tank then, based on that comment of being Giga Chan monk player? Let's go. Oh dear.
I get the feeling I'm muted on your stream, right?
Discord isn't, no.
Oh no, so we did hit. Okay.
That's why I said you might want to mute my stream so you don't hear yourself twice.
Whatever. Thrice.
Yeah, there is that.
I'm on the floor. I love to dance, so give me more, till I can't stand. Get on the floor, like it's your last chance. If you want more, then here I am. Starships were meant to fly, hands up and touch the sky. Can't stop, 'cause we're so high. Let's do this one more time. Oh, starships were meant to fly, hands up and touch the sky. Let's do this one last time. Can't stop, we're higher than a mother. Hey, jump on my hoop. I own that. And I am paying my rent this month. I owe that. Who you want and who you like? This whole life, there's no end in sight. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Get on the floor.
Block used to be a Warlock main, but has been tanking the last couple of weeks. And has kind of fallen in love with tanking.
Good shit.
And funnily enough, Block
Get to
was
control the pace of things.
Block was actually the most vehement against me actually rolling off like Warlock to play something else. He's like, the comment on my channel was, well, I'm kind of here for the Warlock content. Monkey boy,
I mean-
where are you? What are you doing?
What was that? Oh, monkey.
Yeah, the ball is just by the boss and like not moving anywhere.
Monkey Boy is the name of a RuneScape friend from fucking 15 years ago. So,
Okay.
very much thought I was streaming for a second there.
I know where to start. They tell me I'm too young to understand. They say I'm caught up in a dream. Well, life will pass me by if I don't open up my eyes. Well, that's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. I tried carrying the weight of the world, but I only have two hands. Hope I get the chance to travel the world, but I don't have any plans. Wish that I could stay forever this young, not afraid to close my eyes. Life's a game made for everyone, and love is the prize.
Yeah, a fraction too late on that kick. That's on me. Ah, yeah, so Block is a Brewmaster main.
Yeah, boy. Brewmaster's real strong. very very large selection of defensives to pick from, so pretty much any situation will be handled differently by different tanks, different brewmasters. Although you do have to remember literally everything, every damage type. The slicing maelstrom. Yeah, that sounds nature. Nope, physical. Ah. Oh yeah, yeah. Nothing more fun than dodging the birds. Or standing in the I'm a Kutcher circle in Quarter Stars. And just dodging it.
Dodge it, forehead.
It's all dodgeable. Started tanking about 2 weeks ago. Ah, you've missed some of the best of the Brewmaster. Toldegor was one of the best for Brewmaster. Because you just dodged every arrow. Yeah, Bear's biggest defensive is just armor forehead. Like, Stagger does what Mastery does on Bear, just gives you a higher effective health pool. But even if you've got nothing to press, you're still being defensive against magic, whereas Bear is just dying to it.
Yeah, bear is just have health.
Yeah.
Wow.
Current Brewmaster is also very healy, so you can take a lot of pressure off your healer playing it well.
Yeah. Not as healy as me playing DK, but I am a fucking egregious Death Knight.
I don't know. I nearly soloed like 2%, 3% of the council fight just on my own on Mythic.
Oh yeah, no, like don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
Like,
it's
you're just surviving.
yeah, but how many times have I made healers get very bored me playing my DK, even when DKs haven't exactly been strong?
Yeah. Oh well. DK's built to heal itself with Death Strike and such. The difference is you're taking full damage all the time. Well, near full damage all the time. Brewmaster's actually missing while they heal.
Yeah, no. I need to sit and decide what the hell I'm going to do on that front, actually. Nope. Nope.
Expel harm healed for 700k. It's like, yes. It was rare that you're actually supposed to press expel harm. I think in the current rotation, the only like mandatory time to use it is Jade Temple third boss. Like you're almost always better off pressing Spinning Crane Kick.
I like how this Boomy's tried to go for like the big dam, but has died repeatedly for it, so I am top deeps.
disappointed by this Windwalker.
It's the tank.
Oh, that's Brewmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thinking about.
I don't know team comps. You could have 5 DPS for all I know.
I'm a team comp.
Hey,
You are your own team.
just to let you know, Ark, I am streaming and Discord is available to be heard by said stream.
Okay. What are we streaming?
I am streaming, yeah, my WoW shit, just while I do a daily dungeon on my rogue and my paladin. We've been discussing tanks and stuff.
Dwayne is best tank. Change my mind.
Nobody knows what. Nobody knows who Dwayne is.
Earth Elemental.
I know.
I've just informed the audience.
Yeah, Block. Don't worry about expelling too much, but do try to like phase it out. Expel harm doesn't do any damage, really. So what you want to do is just like walk over the orbs or use spinning crane kick to pull them in. That way you're doing damage as well as pulling the orbs in. But if you're about to die, press expel harm, get the orbs into you immediately, right? Don't be afraid to press it, but if you can avoid it, that's the goal you're striving for.
You're discussing last boss of Jade Temp.
No, we're just discussing what you do with how you tank as Brewmaster. Block says can confirm Dwayne is the best tank, so
Oh yeah. Probably open the stream chat, shouldn't I?
I think I got that frame perfect. I'm impressed there. Sweet, I got a puzzle box. Big.
Good old puzzle box of Yogg.
Shit.
I have no idea the stat weights for Red.
Oh. Honestly, neither do I. I'm literally just leveling rogue. Like, I'm doing daily dungeons on a couple of characters to, like, level them slowly while I figure out channel chicanery and what
Crit
to do.
versus mastery haste.
For rogue?
Yeah.
Sub rogue.
Assassin.
Oh yeah, assassin will be crit favor.
I don't know about sub.
Sub generally looks more to haste mast, because you're looking at increasing the damage that your finisher moves do. But again, I'm just messing around and slowly leveling them like dungeon a day type shit.
I didn't know your second wallet was called Oramis.
Oramis!
That's
Oramis! Oramis! Well, I thought I had to put some army reference in there. That's the one. And then you've got Oramia or Spark. You've got my warrior that's just on his own, Sindric.
Yeah, I've still got the name Totem Hero. That's just on the list.
Yeah. Blitzkicker and Cindric are like my two characters that like break convention. Oh, and Thistle. Then you've got Divian, DOG Priest. Yeah. The character where, back in Legion, you were like, I'm never betting against your healing again. I think that's probably one of the only reasons why Divian still exists. Glory moment.
We can assume you're a better healer than I am.
Ah, yes.
Put Earth Shield on tank, spam Lava Burst.
As a brewmaster, that's all I need.
Weirdly enough, you're not wrong.
You might be refreshing Earth Shield a lot more frequently than other tanks.
Don't think Stagger procs Earth Shield.
I'm pretty sure it does. Enveloping Mist has got a talent, which is when you take damage, heal them for 8k.
Yeah, but I think, just off the top of my head, I think Earth Shield is when you're attacked, not when you take damage.
Oh, ew.
Let me check the word.
My hair's not going to be in my way now. Ah, yes, the difference between tanking and non-tanking. The moment I select tank, I immediately get thrown in the queue.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it is when they take damage. Maybe Stagger does proc it.
Stagger procs everything. The best.
Stagger doesn't proc Stagger.
I think this is the right build.
It procs the other Stagger.
Yeah.
Like, time dilation, when it ticks, does proc Stagger.
Is Stagger rounded up or down?
Down. Yeah, no, down.
That's a shame. Because if it was up and prog a Stagger, each hit would be infinite damage.
I can't die to Stagger, though. Plus, it would only round up to the nearest whole integer. At most, it would be 10 damage. Not infinite, sorry to say.
1 is an integer.
Yeah. If it always rounded up, and I took 1 damage, I would take 1 damage up front, and then 1 damage would go into Stagger. I would then take 20 damage over the next 10 seconds. If it rounded up.
Which would then proc Stagger. Repeating the cycle.
It would proc time dilation. But that isn't passive, that only lasts 10 seconds. Both of them would eventually just be, like, both of them would just continually tick for 1 damage.
There
Repeatedly.
was something that did that. Was it a trinket that gave you pseudo Stagger?
Oh no, that was
Or an artifact? right, or
Necrolord.
something like that?
Necrolord.
Necro. Yes, of course. Soulbind.
While you're at full health, 20% of the damage you take is instead put into Stagger. So if I'm at full health, it's just... I do not lose these 2 Staggers, they just bounce between each other. So even out of combat, I can't mount. It's... ah!
If that's high on my list of changes I'd like to see to Epics is bursting, not preventing mounting, because that's so annoying.
Need to double check all these fucking talents. Come on. Nope.
He said one day you'll leave this world behind. So live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child. These are the nights that never die. My father told me. When thunderclouds are pouring down, light a fire they can't put out. Carve your name into those shining stars. He said, go venture out beyond the shores. Don't forsake this life of yours. I'll guide you home no matter where you are. One day my father told me, son, don't let it slip away. When I was just a kid, I heard him say, when you get older, your wild heart will live for younger days. Think of me if ever you're afraid. He said one day you'll leave this world behind. So live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child. These are the nights that never die. My father told me. He said one day you'll leave this world behind. So live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child. These are the nights that never die. My father told me. What's the trick? I wish I knew. I'm so done with thinking through all the things I could have been. And I know you wonder too. All it takes is that one look you do, and I'll run right back to you. You cross the line, and it's time to say F you. What's the point in saying that when you know how I'll react? You think you can just take it back, but shit just don't work like that. You're the drug that I'm addicted to, and I want you so bad. Guess I'm stuck with you, and that's that. 'Cause when
I need to sort my fucking nameplates out for this.
whatever, when it don't work out for the better, if it just ain't right and it's time to say goodbye, when it all falls down, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. You're the drug that I'm addicted to, and I want you so bad, but I'll be fine. Why we fight, I don't know.
I need to fiddle with my nameplates as well.
No, I tried staying cold, but you take it personal.
My nameplates are perfect. Default, default.
What mine currently does is highlights what I'm targeting by having everything else fade out. What I need it to do is highlight what I'm targeting and what's marked with square.
Well, that'll do it.
God's sake, Ark. Woo woo.
I'm not gonna fool you. Don't worry.
You
I hope
woo
so.
wooed me. Haha.
You got me.
Got him.
Got him. Peanut butter gelatin.
Left with you again. This is a big question now.
Small potatoes.
Big potatoes.
Cardboard box.
Only thing left for me on my bullet in order, like, what I could get from even those low ones is rings.
I want to come to a 22 court.
Are we actually doing that today, are we?
I don't know. time he's playing Diablo, isn't he? So.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
I would like a Pantheon my paladin, but I also know it's not going to happen.
Well, there's nothing stopping us from doing it like as like one of the last keys if we're just gonna like sack a 20.
What gear was my shaman in when we did that shadow moon?
388, wasn't it?
Something like that.
I'm not sure it was that high.
When I was in, it was 382.
It's not hard to get like a low character through a couple of 20s.
It's the fact we timed it.
Again, it's like we know what we're doing, and to be honest,
Well, it's a fortified week. It'll be a bit tougher.
not if I actually play the right class or right spec. Sorry, because you got to remember, I'm fucking around as Affliction. Realistically, Affliction is very much a don't fucking play this spec kind of territory. Like, it works, don't get me wrong, but it's not by any stretch of the imagination a particularly well-rounded.
Do you think Shadow Moon's harder on Fortified then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't Tyrannical add 15 minutes to the third boss alone?
It does, but the management of the second bit in the tunnels with those mobs, like if you don't kick on Fortified, it fucking claps, and you also have the two Void Elementals that you just have to deal with.
Also, I noticed today that if you kill like the big worm on Shadow Moon, the smaller ones also despawn even if you don't kill them.
Yeah,
Yes, but they've got 20% health.
like you might as well just murder them.
Because they start 80% wounded, they're like 80% less affected by Tyrannical. So they're just always better to kill off. Or, I don't mean Tyrannical, I mean by key level, but...
Yeah, I know what you meant. At least I assumed I knew what you meant.
Well, this is a hurry the fuck up if I've ever heard of one. Right, come on, man.
Underlay, amigo.
I'm just killing myself at the moment in LFR, so I'm not doing much.
Yeah, that's fair.
I recommend not killing yourself.
Yeah.
I'm
But
only
it's
doing
bad
it-
for your health.
I'm only doing it so I can get a 405 weapon at this stage.
Craft one.
Yeah.
Simply max out a rep and craft one.
Doesn't take 4 hours to get Maruk up to 90, up to 30.
Yeah,
25 for
assuming
Maru.
you have it done on one character, which I haven't.
You
Why
need
not?
20 to get all of the rep buffs.
To be fair, I just haven't bothered with reputations either. I'm like 6, 9, 14, and 12 or something.
I am 12, 12, 12, 25, 6.
25, 25, 30, 30. Bada bing, bada boom.
That's fair. My favourite tanks block are DK and Druid, probably.
My favourite tanks are Brewmaster and Windwalker.
My favourite tanks are Dwayne and Primal Dwayne.
Wait,
Your
I'm pro.
favorite thing isn't Stitch? Well, poor Stitch, you're being replaced by a totem.
It's not a totem anymore, baby.
Oh wait, it's elemental summon now.
Yeah.
You're being replaced by an NPC, basically.
They considered a guardian.
Oh, wait, no.
Legion, I think.
Sorry, I forgot Black Ox statue. He's a very good tank.
Yeah, true.
God, flashbacks to Shrine of the Storm. Just... Dave, you tank that one.
Oh yeah.
Slappy hands.
Was that the council fight?
When I
Yeah.
grow
Right,
up, I
yeah.
want to be like Dwayne.
You just had statue tank one of them and you took the other.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 4 set. I didn't even notice that.
Congrats. Well played. I now expect Big Damn.
Damn!
Bigger than that.
I know,
Big stage.
promise.
Come on.
It's your bigger than... I would yell, but I don't want to.
Who said it had to be bigger in volume? Write it out in corpses. Sorry, that was the DK talking. Never mind.
Well, I can hit about 40-45-ish K sustained DPS for 6 minutes long currently.
It's not bad.
6 minutes, that's sustained.
Yeah.
He's learning.
Yeah, the AI does learn sometimes, Ark.
Shit.
What about you,
Skynet.
But my burst window is 8 minutes long.
He's-
You have a burst window? Isn't it just all burst anyway?
As a windwalker, yes! It's just anytime Seth is up, perpetual. Speen.
If you want to grow up to be like Dwayne, you need to eat lots of minerals. Vitamins aren't important. Just minerals.
I don't want.
I
to be
love
so-
rocks.
I know this is always rock hard for rocks, but I don't want to be it. Thank you.
And here was me thinking I just had to go to Whitby and eat as much rock as I could grab hold of. You are what you eat after all.
Why would you buy rock from Whippy when there's lots of rock on the floor? Just
Because Whitby has a special type of rock.
put gravel in your mouth.
No
Is
thanks.
Whippy like a seaside rock kind of situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you not know what Whitby is?
Well, if
I
you want, again,
live under a Dwayne.
oh no.
Alright, Patrick, calm down. And in terms of eating
Who
gravel,
are you people?
in terms of sounding like I eat gravel, I just need to drink enough whiskey. Drink whiskey, go to karaoke. The following morning, I will wake up as though I have eaten considerable amounts of gravel, as you well know. Right. So, what's the game plan, boys? We do an out and out, or fuck around and find out?
I'm still using the last of my double XP.
Double XP. Oh, in Diablo?
RuneScape.
Oh, that shit game.
Yeah, it's better than Final Fantasy.
Shots fired.
That's a hot take.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Everyone, duck and cover.
I don't believe it. I just have to shoot back at Tame.
Oh man.
Why? I don't know if you know that Final Fantasy is way better than RuneScape.
Maybe for your simple mind. Do the numbers get too big?
No, that's actually endorphamine then.
Endorphamine. Mm-hmm. Keep trying to use big words. Maybe you'll get it right.
That is a word, isn't it? Good lord.
Endorphamine?
He means endorphins. He's trying to sound smart.
Don't need endorphins. endorphins. I need dopamine.
So Stitch's take cannot be trusted since he thinks RuneScape is better. And I should actually murder him now.
Don't be a.
Try me. I'll take you on, baby.
Are you certain you want to take on this health hazard that is me?
Not
Yeah.
Not really, but he's gonna have to, isn't he?
Gust of wind will knock you out. It'll
Well,
simply.
if that was the case, I wouldn't be living in Holland. You get a lot of wind here.
I didn't
Gust
know
of
you
wind
could
is what
breathe
causes me
water.
to sail off Boss Arena.
You should work on that, Hark.
I press spacebar, but my wings don't open. It's bugged.
I'm actually curious, Stitch. Did you forget to take your nice guy pill, or did you take the asshole pill?
You dealt there. You shot first, baby.
Yeah. Still. I need someone with a brain, since mine clearly doesn't work.
You're in the wrong place.
Yeah, I know. I got
Block,
you
you
and
have a
Stitch here,
brain.
so...
Maybe Dr. Bloctopus can help us. He's got a doctorate.
I'm trying
Doc.
to decide on the second profession, so... That's all. Not all at once.
Right, what's your current
Engineering.
profession?
Alchemy.
Right.
Just for the duration on flasks. No other reason.
If you take engineering, you can bring twice as many combat rays in. They share a cooldown, and I think they're unique equipped as well. But you can bring them.
I also have a combat dress as paladin.
You should bring leatherworking.
Why?
Why?
Drums.
No.
We got Ark. And he's better than drums.
Are you always playing with Ark?
I am.
That's why you bring a combat res, Hark.
Most of the time I am.
Then maybe leatherworking for the armor kit.
Do armor kits have something enhanced if you have...
Nope.
Okay. What's the point of it then?
Right. Realistically, you should either pick something that is either going to complement your first profession. If you're running alchemy, going herbalism or something so you can supplement that is probably going to be a shout. But if you're just going to throw money at the situation, then realistically what you should probably pick up is something like either A, engineering, or B, blacksmithing, so that you can craft your own weapons. You could arguably go jewel crafting as well, but that is purely for your own, like, rings and shit. The problem is, you're asking a profession question so late in the profession game this patch that it really doesn't fucking matter, because you're probably going to work order for your gear anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I was mostly
There's-
thinking about what would be useful for raiding and such, because I don't have the time to level up a profession otherwise.
Then,
Nothing. Like,
again-
there's very few passive benefits to bringing any specific secondary profession. Your best two options for those benefits are engineering, so you can equip the helmet as well as the braces, and alchemy, which you've already got. Nothing else brings that kind of bonus.
nope.
Okay.
Tailoring allows you to use a consumable that roots things in PvP.
Maybe dual crafting if you want to unsocket things.
You don't break sockets then, or...
As a dual crafter, you can take gems out of the socket.
And you can also make your stat gem, right? Main stat.
don't think so about
What
that
realm
one.
is this character on?
If I remember correctly, the main stat gem is work order only, right?
Well, then anyone can have it. You just work order it.
Yeah, true.
You could maybe go not inscription, enchanting. So you can disenchant stuff. You could maybe go tailoring so that you get more cloth drops from things.
Enchanter gives you more, what are they called? Rousing drops as well.
But that's only if you go into the specialization where you're pulling cloth apart, because then you can guarantee drops from it, so it can be a lucrative money spinner if you sink enough spec points into it.
I need to
Alternatively,
find it. Sorry, you go.
I was going to say, alternatively, you have, as Block just pointed out, inscription, dual crafting for alt usage and shit.
Actually having a character that can make your own
Barrier.
profession points a week would be real convenient.
Passion points?
Yeah, inscription's got a thing that it can make
Draconic treaties.
treaties for every single other profession, including itself, which gives you 1 point per week.
And what is that?
1 point per week in every profession knowledge.
Oh, that way. That might actually be useful to use for alchemy, so I can get like all the benefits easier or faster.
Yep. Gonna have to work order it though.
Yeah,
Probably
that's
okay.
fair, Doc. Like, generally at this stage, unless you're going to go like really hard at professions early on, there's no point really sinking that much of investment in them, because they're really not as like drastic as you'd think.
No, I was just wondering if there was like another profession like alchemy or something. Apparently there isn't.
I need to find a jewel crafter who can make me
Nothing
my
with that kind of
enchanting
benefit.
tool. Because all of the jewel crafters have either gone lariat making or gem making.
Yeah.
Finding someone who can make me the enchanting profession tool, real hard turns out.
What is that tool that you're on about?
I can't remember specifically. Is it like a resonant focus or something like that?
There's also like a benefit to maybe mining, so I can actually mine my own materials for the recrafts and such.
Again, it really boils down to what you're like looking for, because realistically, what you should be looking at if you're going to be looking at professions now is what are you going to be doing next patch, like next tier when they bring out the update to crafting in some way, shape or form. Are you going to go to your crafting really hard to try and make money, or is this a sustenance thing to look after yourself? If that's the case, then looking at, because you've got alchemy, looking at enchanting, disenchanting shit you don't need to be able to make enchants when you do get gear, and then kind of supplement your alts or your friends. Like, I don't know, if you went into a different enchanting spec than Ark's gone into, I don't know, discuss it. but you're also on a different realm. So if your pally is on your original realm with your chamois, then it's looking after your own gear, isn't it? But if you actually plan on like doing professions to try and make a bit of money in the next tier, then maybe look into something like inscription or jewel crafting, where there will be a demand early on.
Well, I'm not looking into it for money, that's certain.
Then pick enchanting. Do it from a subsistence basis and save yourself a shit ton of money. Because if you get your enchanting up, come the next tier, you get the next lot of enchants. Well, you saw how expensive enchants were at the start of this patch. They were like 100 and something odd thousand gold for a weapon enchant.
Yeah.
So,
That was ridiculous.
so there's your answer then.
Okay.
And enchanting mats themselves are quite pricey this tier as well, just because, frankly, most of them are going into 2-star enchants, trying to get the 3-star to prop.
Yeah, Block, you really needed to get the Lariat recipe like week 1 or week 2 to make bank.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
That's when they were selling it for a token each, basically, 200k.
Yeah, it was a bit bonkers, really.
Am I glad I waited a little bit? I got like 25 first.
Sophic Devotion, yeah.
I got mine Wednesday for 15k.
The recipe used to go for 2.5 mil.
Whoa.
Like, week 2, there was one recipe on the auction house that sold for 2.5 mil.
That's a lot.
It's on Kazakh.
Yeah, on my realm they were going for like 500,000. Because I'm
They
on
were
Storm
going
Scale.
for like 1 mil a year in Silver Moon.
Of course they were.
Yeah, when I capped my enchanting, I did it with Sophic Devotions, and I was selling them for 100k and just about breaking even.
Yeah.
Oh, that's insane.
Because of the Titan orbs, right?
Yeah.
10k a piece. A 3 to 4% drop from Titan mobs. Elite Titan mobs. There's like 8 of those that exist on the map. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Still quite expensive.
They are, but they're not. They're not 100k each anymore.
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. What you've also got to bear in mind is as well is because of the way Lariat is, chances are Lariat's also going to be relative throughout the majority of this expansion quite easily, really. So I suspect we will be seeing kind of use for crafters and being able to recraft it. So you might have just saved yourself an absolute fucking shit ton of money over the course of this expansion, doc. So still pretty good. Now I need.
I can't imagine it's going to be that expensive to get the recrafts next tier.
It. I honestly don't know.
It depends what the mats are, to be fair, because they may change things as tiers go.
Touch the sky.
also get the LFR, seeing like lots of people fly off instantly. You know, this is actually a legitimate way to get up stacks of determination. It seems. Oh my god.
God, you know LFR's a treat when you're talking about optimizing stacks of determination.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
next level stuff, really, isn't it? Oops, one minute to fly.
I cannot say it any better than that. I think we got like 9 deaths in the first phase just from being thrown off.
That doesn't surprise me.
Oh well, we're still on only 1 stack of determination. For now.
You gain 1 stack every time you wipe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's a serious attempt.
Oh, okay. So you can't just be on a hunter auto shot thing.
No.
No.
You need people to actually die for it to count.
Guided by a beating heart. I can't tell where the journey will end, but I know where to start. They tell me I'm too young to understand. They say I'm caught up in a dream. Well, life will pass me by if I don't open up my eyes. Well, that's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding
I also did play around with the current PTR for the 3 changes. It's kind of strange how it works with the auto attack Crusader Strike, but I don't actually dislike it.
Come on. Open up.
It does feel kind of good though that your Crusader Strike will hit for 30k each hit with like 370 item level.
Ruby rifles. Yeah, for some reason, even though the nameplates are showing, once they get within range, they despawn. I might just need to reset the add-ons on this character. I humbly request that these people that they cease and desist and just come on.
Are they that
Come on!
And then they're not bad. It's just pulling because want speed, but what they're actually doing is just slowing shit down because we have a fucking warlock that's got a void walker fucking taunting shit.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, if you want to utilize a Voidwalker's AoE damage potential, fine, just fucking turn off its fucking aggro, please. Come on, snowflakes, get in the arena.
Oh, second attempt with 10 people dead. We got to 10% and still going.
What I might do is I might put a dungeon as my prop, or as my pally in a second and see how that feels. Because I suppose going prop pally would allow me to actually play Ret in the off specs when there's shit puns on us.
I think probably will feel better in the next match.
It won't make a whole hell of a lot of difference.
Because you will have all your cooldowns will be like halved in duration in cooldown.
Again, that's not necessarily a thing that you need to concern yourself with a lot of the time.
Oh wow, they actually killed Razorcap. Well, nearly everyone was dead.
Oh, come hither, come on. Thanks for the sub, Doc. That's really appreciated, man.
Oh, you're streaming.
We
Huge.
really appreciate it, my dude. Thank you. Where the hell is my cooldown? Because this guy is obviously causing me problems. so searing blows, although it says searing, is actually physical damage.
Which attack?
Searing blows. From blows
Second boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's physical, not fire.
Name kind of says otherwise.
No, I know. Slicing a maelstrom is physical as well.
Oh, that's handy.
As a monk, you can dodge it.
Huge.
Yep. Like Nathan Boryak, when he's tanking, he takes all 4, and he just has to kind of survive the bleed. Or
Yeah.
get it dispelled by Evoker. Brewmaster, just dodge it. If you only take 1 or 2 stacks, much more easy to survive.
Come on, bitch. Not too bad, not too bad. Could that be the problem?
Okay, that's 4 or 5 weapon.
Huge.
Now I just need to see how to place my trinket, because that's the lowest I have now, and not have it plus twice.
There we go, I fixed my nameplate problem. Sorted.
What was the problem then?
LVOI and Plato were having a fight.
LVY having problems? Say it ain't so.
Nice this.
Default, default, default.
More accurately, play. More accurately, was Plato having problems.
I hate default support. The passion. So if I want one active trinket and one passive trinket, I need to do life pools both.
What's this for?
Trinkets.
Try again.
Paladin?
Yeah, paladin.
Try again.
What do you mean?
Trinkets. Try again. Where are you getting your information from?
Wowhead. Like, best trinket is Placebend's Roof from Ruby Life Pools. And then all the trinkets in A tier, one of them is Ruby Life, Whelp Shell.
Again.
I'll look at blood now. Mythic Plus or Raiding?
And plus.
For a good balance between single target and AoE, it looks like Bowmore's Big Toe? Where's that from?
That's Bomo's Big Toe, that's Shadow Moon.
Yeah.
That's your on you.
And then you're probably looking at something like oh shit, what is it? Trinket from Scorvald. Crit one.
Eye of Stovall.
That's the one.
I've scored it, yeah. Which I don't think Paladin can lose.
No.
No, they can.
Eye of Stovall falls off a bit in 5 target.
Yeah, falls off a bit in 5 targets, but you're talking about having a mix.
Yeah.
And the crit is still nice. But my point is, Tim was saying that, you know, Life Shell and shit was his best, and it's not.
I'm not saying it's best.
Can someone remind me what he actually said?
I'm not sure specific. Roll back the stream and click.
Yeah, I could do.
Like, if I would go with like best trinkets, I would say maybe Grief Torch and whatever else.
In AoE, Grief Torch is worse than 5 Scoville did.
I'm mostly saying for single targets in this case, Arc.
And for single target, Grief Torch is like an ant's ass hair ahead of Eye of Scoville. So I'd just go with Eye of Scoville over Grief Torch.
Ah. Is the wellhead post not updated then?
No, Bolas just can't be fucking chewed. Like, this is one of the biggest problems I had when I played Red Paladin. Like, the amount of misinformation out there, because it's just a case of, oh, this is good, and I'm not going to go back and look it over again, was fucking infuriating. Like, don't get me wrong, Bolas is great when it comes to, like, the PTR side of things, and being, like, fast off the ball, but he then, like, for the entirety of fucking Shadowlands while I was releasing Ret Guides, he was actively avoiding playing as Ret. He was like, yeah, I'm not interested in fucking playing this shit. Like, what I've written is what I've written, and that's that.
Ah, that way.
So again, nothing against Bolas, he's a great guide writer. He just doesn't keep up to date.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, he might actually do it if there's any noticeable changes in something.
Yeah, but then it'll be the same. It might be like a quick change to talents rather than these are the trinkets you should be running. It's why Ark was using Blood Mallet to cross-reference everything, because Blood Mallet just looks at, like, objectively goes, right, these are the Sims, what can you do?
And he mains Ellie Shaman, so you know he's got taste.
Who makes Ellie Shaman?
Blood Mallet.
Ah.
And strength passive trinkets aren't very good, are they?
No, they don't scale particularly well. There's only so far that we actually, the Red Paladins give a shit about strength, because so much of our damage actually comes through mastery. So, Puzzle Box is actually quite good, and under Sims slightly.
Yeah, Puzzle Box is high. I was just glossing over it because it would be a second on you.
What's the top on news?
Blazebinder's Hoof.
Blazebinder's Hoof for single target. 5 targets, it falls off a bit. I picked Bone War's Big Toe because it's 3rd for AoE and 4th for single target.
Oh, so it's a good mix.
Of course, best AoE trinket is Storm Eaters because of course it is.
Yeah. Well, Red doesn't want the Whispering Incarnate icon, do they?
Nope, because crit is fairly irrelevant in terms of the stat it provides. Like, we have better.
It still looks to be your best passive trinket, but
Yeah.
you weren't going to raid on that character. It's kind of a moot point.
Well, as far as I know, right now.
Oh, yes! Xy'mox, play DK tank. Xy'mox, DK tank. Second boss is no longer a problem.
I mean, it seems like the other trinkets are basically from the raid that I need.
5 Skirmold is probably just your best bet, unfortunately.
Yeah.
While you can't roll it, we have enough people who can.
True. I'm just looking at Wind Fury Totem at the moment for fun. Apparently Elemental Shaman is beneath Retribution Paladin and above Feral Druid in benefit. I somehow...
Ellie's not on this list. Why would Ellie be on the Wind Fury Totem list?
I think... Oh wait, I misread that. I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right.
Friendly reminder, Brewmaster gets a decrease in damage with Power Infusion.
Yeah. Poor Brewmasters.
Still a bigger damage increase than Windwalker gets, though, apparently.
Yeah.
Decrease. 5 targets. It's a damage decrease to
No,
get Power
I'm
Infusion.
looking at
He was on
I'm
about,
looking at the chart right now, Sid.
Oh, if they fixed it, if they...
Apparently, Brewmaster gains
Okay.
808 DPS. Windwalker gains 442.
Yeah, okay. It's like, last time I looked at it, that definitely was negative 15. Negative 16.
Well,
Getting a Power Infusion was a damage decrease.
I actually hate Power Infusion. I hate it because my guildies like to troll me with just dumping it on me, since I don't want it.
You know, Tim, sometimes you baffle me. You genuinely baffle the shit out of me.
Why?
You're complaining about the fact you're just getting a buff.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, you should just be laughing to the bank. Because there are infinitely better, like, options than you to be PI'd. And yet the guild is just throwing it on you for the sake of it.
For the sake
I
of
don't
fun.
want it. Okay. Then you're not never going to get it.
Ooh, pardon me.
I wish that was the case.
How dare you get a damage increase? Do you cancel Bloodlust as well?
No.
But you don't.
Rookie.
You don't
Rookie
want
mistakes.
it. Yeah.
Too much effort.
I used to as Windwalker because it would break Whirling Dragon Punch. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it was actually a DPS decrease for Stitch to have Bloodlust. So, well, at one point you had a fucking macro, didn't you?
Uh-huh. Just Tiger Palm / cancel Aura, Bloodlust, Time Warp, and
Heroism or no, Hysteria.
No, it's the Hysteria, that's the one.
Ancient Hysteria.
Just because if you pressed Fist of Fury with Bloodlust and then Bloodlust ran out, you could not cast Whirling Dragon Punch. So, fuck that.
Yeah.
This PI chart is wild.
I'm curious now. Oh,
Single target and Holy is a good 25%
Yep,
above second
Yeah.
place.
that is because of Army of the
From
Dead.
3 targets, it's equal to balance. In like they're both basically joint firsts. Nothing in it.
And on 5 targets is...
And at 5 targets, it's literally bottom.
Yeah.
Who's top on 5 targets?
balance and
Yeah,
fire
balance.
rate.
That doesn't fucking surprise me.
Balance, then Boomy, then Evoker.
Wait, is Unholy DK below Monk?
Yeah, on 5
Yeah.
targets for PI.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
If it was
because
Only thing
440
below
okay.
Unholy is Brewmaster.
Hey!
You have some representation there, Stitch.
Bang! There we are.
Oh, well, let's go and farm some of those shadow moves then for that trinket. I'm just wondering which second trinket I should take outside of Eye of Skull Vaults. Just ignoring that one for now. Maybe Hunger of the Pack or... no. Say Aura, is Paladin still haste and mastery, crit and verse being equal to that?
what do you mean? You mean for stats?
For stats?
Yeah, it's basically the rotation. Like, it goes back to that conversation you and I were having about like rotation comfort. Like the break point for Retribution Paladin for Execution Sentence is 21% haste, so you can get an extra global in. So if you have somewhere between 21 and 25% haste, after that it's basically what you feel like, with mastery being better and crit verse being equal stats. So essentially, item level, haste up to about 25%, and then anything else you don't give a shit about.
Yeah. So it's about the same as I remember that.
You say that, and we had this discussion less than 3 days ago.
Yesterday.
Or was
That
my
is less than 3 days ago.
was my statement factually incorrect?
No, it wasn't.
Well then.
To be honest, the only reason I at the moment don't want double active trinket is because there's so many buttons I've pressed already. Also considering possible utility that I might need to use on someone.
Oh, right. Welcome back, Doctor. Welcome back.
We secured the Azure archives. The
Yeah, kind of. To be honest, it's kind of petered off a little bit. We were discussing paladin trinkets and things like that instead. I'm not a particularly fast leveler. It's well, that's a lie. I can be fast, but just yeah, I'm kind of torn between the whole leveling thing, to be honest. Like, I know I should, but good lord, I cannot be chewed. So, orientation. Open orientation. Because I should realistically play walk. Into the Inwood Park. Let's go. Right. Let's have a think.
Beanet's just told me that Ora's playing World of Warcraft.
Is he now?
Shit. The secret's out. Fuck. Everyone duck and
You've
cover.
been found.
Hoisted.
Clear.
By Beanet's petard.
Yeah, that's true, Doc. It's just... I feel guilty not playing my Warlock. That's the problem. I think I've kind of given myself the point where it's like, if I'm not on my Warlock, I'm doing things wrong. Which probably isn't the healthiest way to think about this, but I'll sort it out.
What's Destro's issue at the moment?
What do you mean?
Because you've not been playing a lot of Destro, and that seems to be the spec you enjoy the most.
Wrong way around. I pretty much live Destro. Like, in just about all our keys, I'm playing fucking Destro.
Not demo?
No. Because the problem is, like, Demonology has a decent amount of damage. Implosion, dogs, things like that. It has a relatively decent profile. The problem is, we lose so much utility from flipping Felguard not being able to use, like, Imp Dispels, not being able to use Fel Hunter Kicks, Offensive Purges, anything like that. And Destruction is realistically probably the best and most well-rounded spec we have at the moment. It's also the highest simming single target spec out of the three Warlocks, so you I can do a considerable amount of damage as Destruction, and as a result have pretty much lived as a Destruction Warlock through like the majority of our keys, especially things like Shadow Moon Burial Ground and things like that, where it really favours Havoc windows. I don't play a lot of Demonology. Like, to put it into context, my Destruction score is 2.4, Demonology score is 2.4, or just over 2000, and my Affliction score is 1170. Now, my preferred Warlock spec is Affliction, but
Affliction is very hit and miss with balancing.
it is, and I have a build that makes it work, but we need to do more keys for me to actually like confirm or deny that it works. And it doesn't help that when like we do play a key, like the Court of Stars for instance, it's like if I'd played like Destro here, we might not have had the same problems. But at the same time, like, my overall damage as Affliction is still pushing like 70k, 65 to 70k, which on average is what my Destruction is pulling. What we really need to be doing, if I'm to like actually fucking perform, is we need to either be one, more aggressive, or we need to start playing around my fucking CDs, because I'm basically like a fucking fire mage at this point. But that's something that we're not doing. Like, because the thing is, like, Destruction especially has the capacity for doing like world leading runs. Like Shelley did a 28 Court of Stars with Windwalker, Enhance, druid and prot warrior, and he did it as a destruction warlock. And if I go to his YouTube channel for a hot second, his overall damage won't have been like egregious either. And the thing is, if you baby a warlock, the warlock can do like stupid amounts of fucking damage, but the problem is I don't want baby it, and we don't have a setup that allows for me to be babied in the first place. Yeah, because the starting pulls were bigger. Bloodlust was used before the first boss. Like they pulled, like you know how we go over the bridge called stars. They pulled everything. Like all the packs that we usually pull in like 2s and 3s, they pull everything. And it's those kind of pulls, because you've got to remember that I still have blasphemy stuns coming down. So you feed me enough targets for me to just rain a fire. And Inferno will then take care of generating itself.
I'm happy to do that pull, but that means we need someone who's on the ball to get the sentry before it summons a reinforcement, and everyone needs to watch out to not get hit by the cleave.
Oh yeah,
Of the
like,
guards that are behind me.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Like this isn't a dig in any way. It's just a point of like Ark's comment of like what's wrong with destruction. It's not. It's playing to my strengths. Like Warlock's in a really fragile place at the moment. Like we're not OP by any stretch of the imagination anymore, and we're actually really undertuned. It's why we're getting kind of the buffs that we're getting in the
Is
next.
Infernal Stun DR?
No.
Blasphemy Infernal Stun, no, because it's only like a 1.5 second type stun anyway. 'Cause it's literally just like the infernal element of it. But
So, with enough rain of fire and enough earthquakes, there are no mechanic.
basically, yes.
I mean,
Theoretically, but it's how fast can we roll that out?
if you want me to pull that pull, you have to, like the constructs are immune to stuns, so they still have mechanics to do.
They do when that's kind of
Not
kicked.
with
But
engineering.
This is before we get to the engineering ball arc.
Pulling up to the engineering ball.
That would be double construct. We've never successfully done double construct.
in answer to your question, Dark, my favourite spec to play across every class is Affliction. Affliction Warlock, but probably the old Legion incarnation of it. And to be honest, it's because of Legion Warlock that this lot's Calamity are all like, I'm a good Warlock and I should never have rolled off it. So I'm kind of letting the team down a little bit of late. Because objectively, my best class is Warlock. Taking everything out of the window, it's just... I want the channel to grow. I want to do things, and with work as it is currently, I don't have the time to dedicate to try and be a top tier world raider that the guild I'm currently in seems to want me to invest. I just don't have the time. And I'm not good enough to be able to get away with no practice. So just how do we get to the point where I can go pro and, you know, be pro YouTuber all time and then go pro in World of Warcraft, because I will have all day and all night to play. So
Simply be born into a family that can give you a trust fund. It's that easy.
don't fucking go there, mate. I will life into myself if required. Reincarnation, please.
Roll the die again.
Yeah.
Just keep rolling the die and hope you get lucky, right?
Nah. Roll the dice and hope I get born into World of Warcraft. Call it a day.
Oh, you want to be born in World of Warcraft?
Could you imagine the chaos that would ensue?
You in World of Warcraft? Yeah, that's...
Just put me in the world of Azeroth. Just put me in the world of Azeroth and let me pick my class.
You
And
would be Ark on steroids there.
which actually raises the question: which class do do people think I embody?
Commoner.
You're not wrong.
You'd be like a kobold.
That's race, moron.
A kobold commoner.
Yeah, we're
Oh god.
Why not a gnoll?
You know, take candle. I think they wanted to stay away from gnolls because they're a little bit too wolf-like, and that'd be a compliment for me.
Oh yeah.
There's only so much slobbering we can take from you.
Yeah, no, I need to do some work with the warlock. I would like to try and get that 22 key done. Even if like it's not timed, just so then I've got something on the YouTube channel to be like, look, we've done a 22 key, let's fucking go. Oh, this is interesting. First boss, Scheller and his team, rather than going through the corridor, dealing with the construct, they've actually backed up to do down by the docks.
Yeah, there's two routes, and it.
But
if you
going down to the docks, like with
yeah, pop up on the other side, just ignore the bridge construct.
yeah, and just go through the door essentially. But the thing is that dock pack is also really good for destruction anyway. Well, it's good for just any AoE pack. Like the monk Gangam is pulling like 200k DPS.
Yeah.
Shell is the lowest, pulling 182.
Still quite a lot.
It is, but it kind of goes to show that destruction still isn't like huge. But we just kind of like carry ourselves over the line by doing quite high single target damage without sacrificing too much. But it's also the infernal stuns. Like your tank not having to worry every 3 Rain of Fire casts, because he's just going to have like a second of just not taking any damage. And that's not including like cap totems, shadow furies, his own shockwave, anything like that, and it just smooths out a lot of damage, especially when you've got a Restore Druid in the party that's already like pre-hotted people. You've got the shockwave and the mass spell reflect straight into a Legion of Imps. Yeah, because they've also
Brewmaster does not need help smoothing out damage.
no.
If anything,
If anything, Brewmaster's too smooth. Read a book.
I approve of that one, Ark. Well played. But yeah, no, I'd love to make Affliction
I
work.
don't get it.
Like, hey, Nate.
Hello, Nate.
Hello, beautiful.
Like, there's a build with Affliction where you can do like this half and half because they nerfed Grim Reach. So I actually need to re-release that guide, to be fair. Because it's now, they also changed Soul Rot, so it actually benefits from Mastery now as well. So, like, the couple of dungeons we did the other night where I played Affliction, I was still pulling like 80k single target DPS, but then kind of sitting around 70-ish K for the AoE unless I managed to like pop off early. Because obviously Affliction's back-ended, but I suspect if the changes stay the way they are, it's going to be either a Demon Lord Esther or Season 2 as well, because of the changes to Demonology and Guillotine. Again, if you kind of pull for Demonology Warlocks, you can end up in a situation where they can do like stupid amounts of damage every 45 seconds. Bonkers. But we'll see. There's still time. To be fair, I need a fucking Aeronog ring. Need the Aeronog ring.
Who doesn't?
The problem is, it's worth like for me, it's worth like 4k single target damage, and then that just fucking scales even higher in AoE.
Yeah. Because all you do is fire damage, right?
Well, even with Demonology, because there's so much Shadow Flame damage, like implosions and shit can proc them. So if I get the Aeronog ring, then Affliction drops even further behind.
I should do that before the weekly reset. Heroic Aeronog.
There's a part of me that's actually half tempted to fucking level my other two Warlocks, but it's like, I don't wanna.
Like, it's almost the same case with Shami, because Flame Shock periodic damage can proc it. I'm looking to stable this for Aeronog ring for quite a while, as far as my build is concerned.
Who's above you that still hasn't got it?
Have the raid, pretty much, because it doesn't drop for us at all, or often.
Yeah, to be honest, having like the deterministic loot from like the Fated, where you got the tokens that you could buy an item after so many weeks, that would be nice right about now.
Yeah.
I still say there just shouldn't be that much. Well, not that there shouldn't be that much of a damage doing it an item, but it shouldn't just be a get lucky.
Yeah, which is what I mean. Like at this point, it should be a case of, you know, quest comes in, you are then able to buy an item. Buy items you need.
Was that the thing in, what's it called?
Fated, yeah,
Shadowlands Season 4.
yeah. You could buy 3 items, which you could then upgrade to mythic difficulty. So generally it was things like weapon and trinkets, but that's what people needed anyway. So it was like Kabbalist's Hymnal you could get from Side of Nathrius, you could get Orb of Torment from Sanctum of Domination, and then you could get like a staff or something if you were unlucky out of your chest.
Sylvanas, though. Not that there's any parallel to that this tier or anything.
Oh no, god no. No. Hate to be a hunter.
Especially seeing as the one bow they have will be nerfed.
Yeah, but it's going to be nerfed in favor of the class being stronger, so
Yep.
it's not that bad.
Plans we made for two. Yeah, I know it's hard to remember the people we used to be. It's even harder to picture that you're not here next to me. You say it's too late to make it, but is it too late to try? And in our time that you wasted, all of our bridges burned down. I wasted my nights, you turned out the lights. Now I'm paralyzed, still stuck in that time when we called it.
Right guys, having just noticed the time, I'm going to bring the stream to an end here, because unfortunately I have work again early in the morning. So thank you very much to Dr. Blockpus. Thanks for joining the stream today, mate, and again, thank you very much for the sub. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I plan to have this resume on a much more frequent basis, so it won't be another 4 months until the next one. So thank you again for watching. Hope you've all enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one and in the upcoming YouTube videos as well.